Welcome back, everyone. Craig here. For those that are listening on the audio side, I hope you like the intro music. It's something I actually use on my other podcast, and I'm actually doing a new intro, I think, for that podcast, and I'm going to use that one on this podcast on the audio side of the Resourceful Lawyer podcast. I typically remove the intro and outro on the YouTube side of things just because it messes with the algorithm because people tend to either not make it through the intro or close out before the outro is done, and it makes it look like they don't finish the video. So pro tip to you. So today's topic is Zoom, and anyone that's followed me for a while or really engaged with me at all knows that I love Zoom, and the more I use Zoom, the more I like it. This is not a paid promotion. No one pays me. In fact, I pay Zoom. I purchase a subscription, and I use it for everything. So first of all, I use it for the podcasting, so I basically have, I would say, 2 to 2.5 podcasts. The one is very regular. I do 2 episodes a week with a buddy of mine. I'll be talking a little more about that podcast in the near future. I'm just tweaking some things over there. And then I do this one, which has been kind of hit or miss, but is going to become more regular. And then I have another podcast, just more on my lawyer side of things. It's called the Better Healthcare Podcast, and it focuses primarily on medical malpractice and things of that nature. So I use Zoom for all of my podcasting, and most of which I do on my own, or I do with a co-host who's off camera on my other podcast, but we share a mic. What I like about Zoom is it records video and audio. If I do an interview with someone, it records them. Obviously, you can share screen, spits out a separate audio file if you just want to upload an audio file for podcasting. So I'm in a couple of podcasting groups, and this is not the way that sort of my coach or mentor Sam Crowley told us to do it, but I find this to work much better for me. And so if you're thinking about getting into podcasting, maybe book a 15-minute Zoom with me. You can go to the link tree above. There's a Calendly link you can get on my calendar. I'm happy to kind of walk you through. If you're starting a podcast, let's do an episode together. I'll share your show and your content, and you kind of get the feel for it. But Zoom was always very easy to use, and it made manageably sized files. You can record video and stuff on your phone, which is fine for TikTok and stuff. But my experience has been if it's more than a minute long content, the video file gets so large that it just takes forever to upload it anywhere unless you're on a super fast internet connection. So the video quality will be a little better. I don't know about the audio quality, but the video quality is better than what you're getting here, although this is a pretty good camera. I know you don't want to see any more detail in my face than you're getting right now. But so I like Zoom because it creates files that can easily be shared and are of a manageable size, even if you're doing a 30 to 60-minute episode. It's not so large that it takes forever to upload, even on decent internet connections. So, but because so many people, it's just very, very intuitive to use. There's some pretty sophisticated podcasting platforms out there, recording platforms that are really above and beyond what I do or need to do, and you probably need to do. So I use Zoom. I record video and audio. I'm recording this right now. And now with the new AI features, which is really cool, you click a button at the bottom and you can get a summary, and a very accurate, detailed summary of the episode, as well as an AI generated auto transcript that spits out, and that's really cool. And I think it gets better because you go in, you edit, and it's misses some words, gets some words wrong, and I think it kind of remembers your voice and gets better and better. So I really like having that transcript option. Plus, you can like search for a word and go right to it to find that spot in the video if you want to watch it. what I used to do is I'd upload it to YouTube, and it will generate a transcript, but it doesn't really generate the transcript, at least in my experience, until you publish the video. And it may be that I want to know clips so I can edit and take things out before it gets published. This kind of allows you to do that. So I take the transcript, I identify sections that I want to remove, if I want to remove them. On sort of on the lawyer side of things, I have my legal assistant take those out for me. And then on sort of on the other podcast, I'll be probably outsourcing that soon as well. But it's nice in that you can really provide access to your Zoom content to VAs or staff, other people, um, to really kind of delegate some of the what are the administrative type functions of producing content. Now that's just on the podcast or YouTube side of things. So like most of my YouTube videos, TikTok stuff is generated on Zoom, but I also am using it all the time now for work. And I had been using Zoom for a while for conferences. A lot of our court hearings now are by Zoom. Depositions we're doing by Zoom, which was, really nice during COVID. Um, and a lot of us just continue to use it. But what I really like about it now with the AI function is, and you can type in notes as well too, which is kind of nice. I'm not a very good note taker. It distracts me, and I usually can't read my handwriting half the time anyway. And so with the AI summary, it will provide a very nice detailed summary of the conversation. So most of my contacts with clients or potential clients, I try to do on Zoom, or even if it's going to be a telephone call, I like to have them call into Zoom. And because it allows me to generate that summary, and more, I'm just going to be recording these conversations with my clients to get a full transcript, that I can then save into the file, and it's very accurate. So, a lot of times in the past, what I would do is, if I had a new client meeting, I'd have me and a paralegal, and I'm kind of talking, taking some notes. Paralegals making notes. You're trying to get information about this person, where they treated, doctors they went to, all that kind of stuff. Well, this keeps track of that so nicely that you can still take notes, but by and large, the summary and the transcript are going to be so exact that you don't need to, and they're very easy to go back and refer. What was the name of that doctor? What was their address? What was the phone number? All that. It's super nice. Uh, I don't think it prompts the person if you're going to use the AI summary, but if you're going to record it, they'll get a notification. So I like to give my clients a heads up that I'm going to be recording conversations, and I explain why. I think it really does help. It helps you keep track. You can go back and see people. If you're going to do focus groups and stuff like that, you can actually play some of those clips for mock jurors and stuff. So I was really a big fan of Zoom. I was using Zoom for podcasting and content generation and a lot of meetings before the AI got put in. But now with the AI, it's just a complete package, and it's not very expensive. Like a pro license is, I think it's under $15 a month. Maybe it's $15 a month. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because it's really, really made my life much, much easier, more efficient. And it just makes it easy to generate content. So now I'm going to wrap this video up. Get Zoom will do its thing. It will process the transcript. I let my legal assistant know. She goes in and she just reviews the transcript, corrects any changes, makes any changes, words that are wrong, and then downloads that to Dropbox where we keep this stuff. And then sort of the next step of the process is I use an AI website called Opus Clips, or Opus Pro, I think it is, to generate AI generated clips for like TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. And she can go in there and edit that, because again, AI isn't perfect, but it gets you real close. So I wanted to share that with you. If people want to know more about that, I'll try and do more videos, or sometimes it's just easier to hop on a 15-minute. I'm happy to show you or walk you through it. But This is a very, very easy way to generate really nice, high quality content with very little effort and get it onto YouTube or podcasts, Spotify, if that's your thing. Um, so anyway, I've just been so pleased with it that I want to share it for those that aren't aware of it, because it really is it's really a very, it's definitely a difference maker, and I'm going to be using more and more of it. So anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and stay tuned for more content. And until next time, everyone, have a good one.